Hey folks, welcome to Digital Rancher. Today we're talking about the brand new ARRL 2 meter, 70 centimeter handheld Yagi antenna, or as I like to call it, their new satellite antenna. This is an exciting new option for satellite operators, and it's great to see the ARRL leaning into one of the most exciting aspects of amateur radio. Today, we're going to look at the specs, the design, and how you go from a stowed package to ready to operate. I'll share my initial impressions of this new antenna, and I'll also show how it physically compares to the other popular handheld antennas used for satellite operation. These, of course, being the Elk Log Periodic and the Arrow Yagi. Finally, I'll work a satellite pass so you can hear and see the antenna in action. Hey, we've got a lot to get to. Let's get started. The antenna comes with this nylon storage bag. It's a pretty basic bag, but it gets the job done. It's got a little carry strap on the back and a Velcro closure to help try to keep everything inside. Let's go ahead and get this thing put together and attempt to pass. All right, we've got some harsh shadows here, but we're going to try to lean into that, and hopefully it'll be less distracting. So we got our storage bag, and like I said, there's very little to this, which simple is good. Let me go ahead and pull out the parts and pieces. All right, we've got the boom. And we've got the elements. Now the bag did come with this little sleeve that has some rubber stoppers in the sleeve, but as you can tell, those don't necessarily do a great job of holding those items in. We've also got this, we also have this Diplexer here. Let me give you a close-up of that. That's a 10-watt Diplexer. We'll talk more about that in just a second. And let me show you how easy it is to put this antenna together. First of all, you've got an aluminum boom. You've got a nice handle here. You've got your coax with a BNC connector on the end. And you've got a number of nylon insulators as part of the boom. Now, in addition to the nylon insulators, you've got a choke here that's designed to increase the separation or the isolation between the operator and the antenna. So again, very simple. We've got color-coded insulators. We've got color-coded elements. Now these are, I'm assuming these are aluminum. They're very lightweight. You can see they're solid. They are color-coded. And these little sleeves will move on you, so just be aware of that. But we've got one pair of insulators, the black pair and the red pair, which are designed to screw into the boom, and then we have these 70 centimeter elements here, which just slide into the boom. And you probably want to slide in the end that doesn't have the tape, so you don't have to slide past the tape. Insert it and push it through until you get to the tape marker, and now you know that your element is centered. Okay, we'll do that with the other two. That one pushed through just a little bit easier. We've got the brown one here. We'll do the same. Okay, push it up to the tape and you know you're centered, you're ready to go. Now let's take just a quicker look here at this insulator where the choke is. You can see that there is the wire comes into this element, and there's some potting in there to help keep whatever the mechanical connection is. I don't know if that is crimped or if that's soldered, but that'll help keep all that stuff in place. Okay, we can take a look here. You can see that there are threads in there ready to accept these screw-in elements. All right, we'll do the red one here. No magic, just what you expect. Now, the other thing they do mention in the instructions is that these elements may not be perfectly parallel, but don't stress over that. It's not going to make a difference. You know, certainly you can bend them, but if you're worried about screwing up these nylon insulators, just leave that be. You see this one here? It's got a little bit. Yeah, I could tweak it, and it might be okay this time that I have it put together, but the next time I put it together, maybe it's not going to be what we expect. So I would just leave those things alone. I've done several passes with this antenna already, and I've not monkeyed with them, and I've not had an issue. All right. Let me get this last one put on. And that's it. The antenna is ready to go. Okay. Now again, you've got your coax comes out of the handle of the antenna, and you've got your BNC connector. So keep that in mind, right? You're going to want to make sure you've got the right connector on your radio. Now, the other thing I did mention earlier is this Diplexer, right? And it's designed just to snap right onto, it's a 3D printed part, ARRL SAT Diplexer. But you just snap it right onto the boom. It can move around however you need it to. And then you would plug this multi-band piece of coax into the Diplexer, and then you could break out the 20 or the 2 meter and the 70 centimeter frequencies to go to separate radios if that's the way you're operating. So pretty slick, but keep in mind this is a 10-watt Diplexer. Let's take a little bit of a closer look to this antenna. It's got an interesting design characteristic. This is a dual band antenna, but it only has a single driven element. So this is the 2 meter driven element, and then this is a parasitic element, and that's how 70 centimeters is covered. There's no direct driven element here. There's a parasitic relationship between the 70 centimeter element and the 2 meter driven element. All right, let me grab my other satellite antennas real quick and show you how these stack up. All right, first let me bring into the picture the Elk antenna, and this is the Elk L5. And the first thing that we'll recognize here is that these things are almost identical in length. So both are very compact, it's easy to wield, easy to use. I would say certainly that the ARRL antenna is lighter than the Elk antenna. I'll have to weigh this one to see exactly how that pans out. But I did weigh this one, and this one comes in at under 2 pounds. So somewhere right around 1.5 to 1.2 pounds. So very light, easy to hold for a 10-minute span, 12-minute span for a satellite pass. And this one's not bad either, but this one is a little bit heavier. Now, of course, the other thing I should mention is I modified this Elk antenna to use a 3D printed handle. This is not the handle that comes with the antenna. It comes with a PVC antenna that connects to these standoffs right here, and then comes out on a piece of PVC that would extend that to somewhere out about here. So this would be a little bit longer. It's also a bit heavier when you're using that PVC as opposed to the 3D printed handle. But I just wanted to point that out as well. Now, if we look at the Arrow antenna, and this is the split boom, and this is the version that does not have the Diplexer, right? So I've got a feed point here for 2 meters, and I've got a feed point here for 70 centimeters. And I chose this option because of my preference in operating. I use this antenna for linear birds with 2 radios, so having 2 separate feed points, 2 different coax cables, is actually a benefit for me and the way that I like to operate. But here you can see this is much longer, right? You've got quite a bit longer, and with elements on both sides, there's just a lot more going on here, right? So if you need to lean this up against a fence row, you need to lean this against your vehicle, you need to lean this someplace while you're in the process of getting ready to make your contact, it's just a little more cumbersome. But in all fairness, with all of these elements, you probably have more gain on 70 centimeters as well. So that's the trade-off. Boy, all of a sudden it got crazy windy out here. We're going to try to make a couple contacts on SO50 anyhow. Show you how the antenna performs. I've got 46 seconds until the pass starts. Here we go.
Sure, is that the frequency? Setting on the satellite, copy. W Baker 6 Delta Hotel India, WB6BHI.
WB6 Baker Hotel India, I think it was, Whiskey Delta 5, Golf Romeo Whiskey, Echo Mike 13.
Mike, let me get this down, 13. WB5GRV, the call here is Whiskey Bravo 6, Delta Hotel India, Delta Mike 44, Central Arizona Mountain.
That's out QSL, that's Whiskey Delta 5, Golf Romeo Whiskey, and name is Jim in North Texas.
W5 ITR, Echo Mike 13.
November 5 Zulu, November Lima.
November 5 Zulu, November Lima, W5 ITR, Echo Mike 13.
Echo Mike 12, welcome.
Whiskey 2, Golf Delta Juliet, November 32.
Boy, it was not busy and now it's crazy. W5 ITR, Echo Mike 13.
W5 India Tango Radio, W2 Golf Delta Juliet, FN 32.
FN 32, I got a good copy. Thanks for the contact.
ITR 51, Lima Tango Charlie. For you.
Lima Tango Charlie, come back.
Lima Tango Charlie and 2 FYA.
N2 FYA, W5 ITR, Echo Mike 13.
Okay, W5 ITR and Echo Mike 13. USL, we got you log W5 ITR and 2 FYA.
All right, I think we're at the end. All right, hey. It was a quiet pass to start, but things really heated up, and we were able to get a couple of contacts, so no problem at all.